In a distant land, hidden between misty peaks, lived a monk named Oros. Unlike others, Oros had taken a vow of silence, speaking only once every decade. His wisdom was sought by kings, but he chose solitude, believing that true enlightenment came from listening rather than speaking. Each day, he walked the same path, observing the world in silence, understanding more than words could ever convey. His presence was like the wind, felt but never heard. One winter evening, a lost traveler named Elian stumbled upon the monastery. His eyes, filled with sorrow, begged for guidance. Without a word, Oros gestured for him to enter. Inside, the warm glow of lanterns cast flickering shadows, a stark contrast to the bitter cold outside. The monks moved in quiet harmony, acknowledging Elian with gentle nods, but speaking no words. The silence felt heavy, yet strangely comforting. It was a language of its own, one that required no speech. Elian had lost everything: his family, his wealth, his purpose. The letter he carried was from his late father, unread for years. Oros, through simple gestures, urged Elian to read it. As Elian unfolded the fragile paper, tears welled in his eyes. His father's last words were not of wealth or power, but of love and forgotten dreams. It spoke of the importance of silence, of listening to one's own heart amid the chaos of the world. But how could silence provide answers when his heart was already screaming with doubt? Elian hesitated. It had been years since he last held a brush. But as he dipped the brush into ink and let it flow across the parchment, he felt something awaken within him. Hours passed in silence, yet his heart spoke louder than words ever could. He painted not just a landscape, but the emotions buried deep inside: his regrets, his fears, and his longing for a forgotten passion. With every stroke, he realized that his heart had been speaking all along. He had simply never listened. In that moment, Elian understood. He had spent years searching for something he had abandoned long ago: himself. He had ignored his true passion for painting, lost in the pursuit of a life others dictated. The letter was his father's last wish, urging him to return to what made him feel alive. He turned to Oros, his heart full of gratitude. Oros simply nodded. No words were needed, only understanding. Oros had spoken no words, yet his silence had been louder than any wisdom spoken. Sometimes, the greatest guidance does not come from others, but from within. Hence this story reminds the moral of true wisdom isn't in words, but in understanding. When you silence the noise around you, you begin to hear your own soul.